The Real Housewives of Lagos, episode 10, 11, and 12. Let's go! Welcome back, guys. This is a Jumpa Apple Jumpa Unravels. I didn't know reviews were hard. Oh my god. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. Anyway, I love you guys, so I'll do anything for you. Okay, so this is the review of The Real Housewives of Lagos, episode 10, 11, and 12. So guys, I needed to turn off the treadmill. It was quite distracting, you know. So anyway, the ladies got to Dubai for Tony's 40th. She called it Tony Fortified. You know, they were all happy. They first of all went to the penthouse, and Iyabo was already in Dubai, so they all were having lunch, and Caroline was a little bit moody, and they asked her what the issue was, and she said she lost the bracelet her boyfriend got for her. And Iyabo now said, which of the boyfriend, your ex-billionaire or the new one? Caroline actually found that a little bit rude, although Iyabo, you know, apologized that she didn't mean it that way and all that. She just was genuinely curious to know who got the bracelet for her. I think it's a diamond bracelet. So they had fun, and Toyin then said that they're not staying in the penthouse, rather they're moving to the villa. So they got to the villa. All the ladies didn't like the villa, actually. They preferred the penthouse. But anyway, Toyin then said they were going to do room picking. She and Iyabo were going to stay in the master's bedroom, and then the other ladies were going to do room picking, which Miriam found a little bit annoying because she won the challenge in Tony's cultural event in Lagos, where she was supposed to be the one to stay in the biggest room after the celebrant, Tony. So she was like, why? They gave her a baby room, and she was really very upset. But anyway, she squashed that, and they all, you know, were okay. And they had so many activities lined up. But firstly, they needed to have dinner. So all the ladies got downstairs, and they were having dinner. And Tony then said, okay, this is supposed to be a 6-day holiday or getaway, and I'm not going to be the one to single-handedly plan this whole thing. And I would appreciate if you ladies can chip in and help me with some activities. And this is where the interesting part started. Okay, so all the ladies kind of like picked what they were going to do for Toyin. Iyabo said she was going to take the ladies for spa treatment, but everyone wasn't going to come. I'm not sure who she was referring to, but I'm thinking Laura. And Caroline said she was going to take the ladies for a special billionaires club outing experience, like a VIP kind of like fine wine and dining. And all the ladies were talking and all that, saying the things they were gonna do. And Laura felt a little bit out of place. She's been complaining that she feels that the ladies have been actually sidelining her, you know, making her like an outsider in the group, and she doesn't know why. And she's ready to actually address that issue, you know, so that everything will come back to normal. They would all have fun. Besides, they're in Dubai, you know, everybody would want to have fun in Dubai. So she then said, okay, it's my turn to talk. And then something happened. So when she said, okay, it's my turn, let me show you. So when Laura said, it's my turn, Caroline was actually sipping water, and she did this and looked at Chioma and said, oh my God, like, why is this girl talking? You could see she didn't want Caroline and Laura to talk.
My turn. Oh my God. I wish.
But Laura actually started and said, okay, that she also would want to take them to for boogie ride, that she hasn't even done the boogie ride before, but she wants to take them there, and all that. You know, she said apart from, you know, her own activity she want to take the ladies to, that she actually wants to address an issue that she hasn't even apologized to the group, and she wanted to have a private talk with Caroline. She now said, Caroline, I'm talking to you. Guys, there's so many things here I want to address. First of all, okay, I think before I address the issue, I'm gonna finish this part. For Laura to get the ladies' attention, she now did this. Ladies, I want to say something. I want to take you guys for a biggie ride. I want us to all be okay. I wanted to have a private conversation with Caroline. That hasn't happened yet, but it would happen. Caroline, I'm talking to you. And, you know, Caroline now stood up and said, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom.
We might not be friends, Caroline, I'm talking to you. But on this particular trip.
So during Caroline's confession, she said that she actually went to the bathroom to play because she's tired, that she wasn't ready to have any conversation with Laura, that Laura should actually chill. So Laura was also complaining that she feels that the ladies had ganged up on her, that even while they were at the airport waiting for their flight, she came to the board to check their flights, and she came close to Caroline and Chioma, and Caroline did giving her attitude that she's not in secondary school, that it makes her uncomfortable, that she doesn't like the energy. And Chioma was saying, are you sure you're not hypersensitive, or maybe like having issue thinking at the back of your mind that we'll have issues, whereas we don't? Are you sure it's not your mind playing games? That it could have been something else. So why are you interpreting it that we are trying to give you attitude? And she's like, I know what I saw. And then of course Toyin chipped in and said, you are the one that actually cut me off. Guys, if you remember, I think episode 7 now, if I'm not mistaken, when they had dinner in Miriam's house, I'm gonna link it, where Tony was trying to actually make Laura comfortable, and Laura said to her in front of the ladies, you're trying too much. So that actually broke Tony's heart, and she said, Laura, I'm done. And since then she's been giving Laura her space. So Tony actually mentioned that, and Laura was like, but you said we are no more close, because she started off by saying, you have a special place in my heart, Laura. That's Toyin was saying, we're very close. And then Laura now said, but we are no more close. You said you're no more close. She said, yes, we are not, because what you did is really very hurtful, and you've not apologized. You're the one actually separating yourself from the group, And Chioma went on to say that she feels that Laura actually likes attention, that she brings negative energy, that for example, when they went for Tony's traditional party in Lagos, that immediately Laura left. They all started having fun. It was as if the negative energy left the group. And Laura was like, but I have fun. I don't know what you're saying. I'm not bringing any negative energy. Chioma was like, no, you like attention. Like sometimes even if you want to use the bathroom, you will leave and make a giggle so that people will know you left. Like you like attention, you bring negative energies. It's an energy thing. It's not so much about what you did, but the energy you carry, that we all are energies and vibes. I say that all the time, guys, you remember. We are vibes and energies, yeah? So Chioma was saying, we all are energies and vibes, that each person brings a certain vibe and energy. Some people's energy could be bad, some people's energy could be good, and then somehow the bad is felt more than the good one, so that she should actually watch it and blah, blah, blah. And then Yama didn't even say anything, she was just listening. And Miriam also chipped in and said, yes, you also owe me an apology when you came to my house, you trashed my food, you were acting weird. Yes, I understand you were upset because Chioma and Caroline came late, but hey, we all were upset as well. But you took it to another level, and you also went off to write the message. You remember the message now. I also will link that particular episode so you watch if you missed it. So anyway, so they were talking, trying to get healing and all that, and boom, Laura now said, okay, maybe I like attention, I'm not happy anymore, I want to be a part of the group, I feel you guys are actually taking me away from the group, I don't want that, we're here to have fun, I apologize for whatever, let's just have fun and all that. And then Yaba then said, the real healing has started. I like that. As a relationship enthusiast, I'll bring that angle to this conversation now. Of course, I can understand what Chioma was saying, yeah? Some people carry such negative vibe that they don't even know, they're not aware of. It's like a hunchback that they can't separate. It's part of them, And in all fairness, of course, I don't see everything that happens because, this show is highly edited. But perhaps Laura has a reason for being, maybe will I say negative? Okay, let me rephrase. Maybe she has a reason or something that irritates her that makes her come off this way. Yeah, because the ladies also mentioned that she's totally different from what is seen on her Instagram. And Chioma also added, you don't necessarily have to be what you are on Instagram. I look very put together on my Instagram, but in real life I'm very goofy. So it's not so much about that, it's about the negativity. So if you are positive on Instagram and you come in real life and you're negative, that's a problem. Just try to keep the positive vibe. Who wants to be with a negative person? I don't want to, do you? Comment and tell me if you like negativity. But anyway, that's what Chioma was trying to say, which I understand totally. Laura could have her reasons, I don't know, but the truth is she's not managing it well. There are people that are not I can understand what Laura is doing, though, to be honest, or how she's feeling if what I'm about to say is true. How you would be in a mix of people that have all this subtle negativity that are so intangible, you can't hold on to, but it's there. And if you don't know how to play the mind game, they will make the world see you as the problem. Now, I'm not saying this is what it is because I'm not a cast member, but I'm just saying it could also be. Because she also mentioned that when she came to the board to check their flight, Caroline did. I also saw where she said, okay, I want to say something. Caroline was sipping water and she looked at Chioma and said, oh my God. And again, there was a time she was also talking. Camera caught Chioma and Caroline looking at each other and giggling.
But because Mariam wants to show herself in front of Chioma and Caroline and everybody else, she wants to, tell them that.
So you could see that there's this subtle, childish, negative, intangible energy going on. Now, I'm not gonna say that there's no reason for the energy because she has actually had issues with both Chioma and Caroline. But an average mature person would feel that we have issues, we squash it and we move on. As against you playing cool, but underneath, you are actually biting and blowing me. Some people don't know how to react to that bite and blow. And then the only way they know how, because they don't know how to mask their emotions, which of course Laura said she doesn't know how to mask her emotions. So some people, because they don't know how to mask their emotions, they would show irritation. And other people looking in will feel like, oh my God, you are the problem. But the truth is, beneath you expressing your emotions like that, which I'm not condoning, somebody triggered you. This is deep. Comment below if you understand what I'm saying. Again, it might just be my own theory, but that's what I feel. Okay, so Chioma now said, are you sure the apology is real, or because we are just bound together for these 6 days and you really want to have fun? She said, no, the apology is real, blah, 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 and then, that's it. And then the next day, they were going for the boogie ride and camel ride. They had a lot of activities. And Laura also, you could see in the van where they were dancing and all that, she was sitting at the back. You could still see the energy has not really welcomed her in.
The girls are playing, they're having fun. I want to join in, let's go, let's party. But I feel like they planned not to even mess with me.
And maybe she's that kind of a person that doesn't really know how to break the ice. People are different. Somebody like me will break ice, break snow, break everything breakable. That's me. Some people, it takes them time. They need to be made comfortable before they can blend in. I am not saying any personality is better. I'm only explaining that people are different. So, but did I see that the girls have kind of moved on and they're doing things, like the 5 of them are doing things? Yes. But is it also possible for Laura to kind of like come in and not mind the subtle energy that they're giving her? Mind you, you've had issues with this lady, and some people, it takes them a minute to be able to move on. Yes, they could be cordial, but it will take them a minute to allow you in. That is not to say that the ladies have not also hurt her as well, but it's left on no particular person to be the one to break the ice, to be honest. Yes, I know they will say the group could do better because they are a group of 5 against 1, kinda. But you've also had issues with them. Again, I'm trying to balance this out because I don't know these ladies. Nobody is my favorite. I'm just, except Mariam. Yeah, I think Mariam is my favorite because she came on my show. Yeah, I think anything about Mariam, I might be a little bit biased. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to balance the whole argument so that you guys would understand. Anyway, so when they got there, they had a good ride, all the adrenaline were pumping, and they had fun. Mariam was a little bit scared. She was shouting, mommy, mommy, mommy for the ride, and yeah, it was cool. They now got to the belly dancers place, and they all were seated having fun, and Mariam said she had a surprise for Toyin, and voila!
For Mariam.
The gift she had for Toyin was Toyin's husband. Oh my God, that was so sweet, and Toyin was so happy. So she had to move. They had to also now move back again to the villa because she now needed to stay in a separate room with her husband as against staying with Yabo. However, there was another thing that happened that is really very important I want to bring here. So Laura demanded that she wanted to talk to Toyin because when they now moved back, they now gave Mariam her big room. So Mariam was happy and her room was just facing the ocean. The view was just mind-blowing. All the ladies were jealous. They all were having fun playing, laying on her bed and saying they weren't going to leave. She was dragging them out except for Laura. Laura was all alone in her room and demanded to see Toyin. So when Toyin came, Toyin was avoiding that conversation because Toyin also was angry because she felt that what Laura told her at the dinner table in Miriam's house was so inappropriate, and she's still a little bit upset. But because it's her birthday, because they're still friends, because they're on the show, she had to respect and answer her call. So when she got to Laura's room, Laura was like, I'm not having fun. And Laura complains all the time, I'm not having fun, I'm missing my kids, I want to go home. I get that, maybe she's a family person, but she complains a little bit too much. And you signed up for a show, right? So the complaints were, yeah, maybe she's socially kind of awkward. Some people are like that, and it's okay if you are, but I guess the only reason I'm bringing it here is because you signed up for a show. I mean, if you knew or that you really don't like mixing with people you don't know well, you shouldn't have signed up. You know what I mean? But anyway, so Toyin got to her room and she was like, I'm not having fun. I feel the ladies are ganging up on me. Okay, this morning when we were going out, Caroline was telling the ladies, okay, you know what? We all are going to enter our car, and they left us to be in a car alone. So Toyin was like, yes, they have their own car. She said, no, that's not the point. All of them actually entered the car. It would have been appropriate if one person said, oh, okay, let me just ride with Laura. Nobody is helping among the 5 of them to just, bring her back in, because this is 5 against 1. So that she kind of feels that there is this energy from the ladies not to talk to her. They are intentionally making it difficult for her so that she will now lose it again, and they will say, oh, we said it, she's the problem, that she's not having fun. She said to Toyin that she doesn't like the fact that she's no more on her side. Toyin said, what? I was on your side, you embarrassed me in front of the ladies. That hurt me, and you didn't even apologize. You've not apologized. And she was like, but you could have come to me. She said, oh, but you did not come to me when you embarrassed me, but I now should have come to you to not tell you that you embarrassed me. Come on now, what are you saying? And then Laura now started crying. That tears, to me, were genuine. As I'm saying itself, I'm even feeling emotional. I kind of felt her, hi Chineke, whoa. I actually kind of felt her. So Toyin, I loved Toyin there. She played it so mature. So she went to her and said, don't do that, Laura, don't do that. She now
When I do my kid, there it won't happen. Yes, and I know that you feel somehow because you're here because of me, but I'm telling you the underlying issues that we have. Laura, I don't want you to, don't do that. I feel bad about it, that it has come to this, and I don't actually like the fact that she feels this way as well.
She now immediately switched and threw her on the bed and said, you have to apologize to your friends. So Laura now said, I don't know how to apologize. I said, you don't know how to apologize. You must apologize so I can apologize as well. Both of them were laughing and
You have to apologize. I don't know how to apologize. You don't have to apologize. You have to apologize to your friends. You have to apologize to me.
That was really, for me, the highlight of that particular episode. I love that part. Because I'm a relationship person. Now, me, I always like conversation. We would trash, squash, and move on. Happily ever after. So that was what happened in that particular scene, which was so brilliant and so nice. Anyway, boom! Let's go to episode 11. There's actually nothing to review here from my side because it's just the special launch of the show. So some of the ladies traveled to Johannesburg, on the red carpet. They were being interviewed, what they're bringing to the Real Housewives of Lagos. Other Real Housewives I think Real Housewives from Durban, and I think some people from Big Brother of South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, were interviewed. It's all about fashion, glamour, glitz. For me, nothing to interview. So let's go to episode 12. Episode 12 started with the ladies on a yacht, cruising Dubai, having fun. And Toyin now started by saying, oh, Carol, Laura, what are you doing here? I thought you said you don't like water. If you remember, guys, in episode 2, if I'm not mistaken, Iyabo invited the ladies for more like a boat cruise in Lagos. And Laura said she doesn't like water, she wasn't gonna come. And they even showed her that weekend swimming in the pool with her children. So Iyabo, is still hurt from that particular event because she actually now jumped in on Laura. When Laura answered Toyin and said, I'm here because of you. So Iyabo now stood up and was like, oh, okay, so that's why you didn't come for my own. She was laughing and saying, sorry. It wasn't so much of a big deal, but Iyabo needed to make it
yeah, but like I know that she's coming. So right now, yeah, but whatever you want to say, come and say it. Let me just answer you and then move on from this whole thing. I'm here because of you. Because of me. Oh, I told you this guy didn't like me. Finally, you have said this. Say it to my face. No. Say it to my face. You didn't come for my own place because you don't like me. Because I'm a rocket woman.
It was not pretentious, it was just real. You could see Caroline's face so angry, and then she rudely now walked into the conversation and said to Toyin, I need a cup to drink.
Toyin, please, sorry, can I get a cup and ice cubes if possible?
Why are you being rude?
What happened?
I was trying to talk to Laura. Why are you being rude?
Sorry, I'm just asking you for cup.
You can say, excuse me. I believe your yellow purple sense can tell you that you say you are bougie. You calm down.
I'm not being rude, I'm just asking for a cup. No, Toyin, that's not being rude.
So Toyin was like, you're being rude. Can't you see I'm talking to Laura? Again, one hearing that could feel like Toyin was trying to start off drama. That was not how I received it. I mean, comment below and tell me how you received it, because that's why we're having this review, right? People see things differently. The way I saw it was that Toyin was just trying to friendly attack Caroline, thinking that would bring Caroline out of her zone to now converse with Laura and have a beautiful conversation. But Caroline again was not in it. She was like, what do you mean I'm being rude? So she now walked away. And then in her confessionals, she said, yacht is my life, this is my life, so I don't understand what you're saying. Anyway, that was rude, so she just had to leave the scene and all that. Anyway, so that one happened. Miriam was looking for Toyin, and she saw Toyin inside eating amala. Inside
so I'm looking for Toyin around. I can't find her. So let me go check up on her. And I saw downstairs eating. That girl can eat. She's literally eating swallow with her hand on the boat. Who does that? Only Toyin. Gotta love that bitch.
Anyway, and we also saw Laura sleeping. Oh God.
I don't feel well. Hopefully when when I'm done with having this rest, I would feel much better. But right now I feel very dizzy, extremely dizzy.
She says she's feeling dizzy, she's feeling that, she's not having fun, she needed to sleep, she's not feeling well. So she's always feeling sick. In Miriam's house, she said she was feeling sick. She's always feeling sick or bored or tired. I mean, is it that Laura is pregnant, or there's so much going on behind the scene that we are not seeing, hence her behavior? Or she really has serious lack of social skills that she really needs to up? Or 4, she's really naturally a negative person that carries negativity on her back without knowing how bad she comes off. These are the only 4 reasons that I can conceive. If you have more, please comment and tell me, because this one, you weak me. Okay, so the ladies were talking in pockets. So first of all, Chioma was talking with Yabo. Yabo actually sees Chioma as a younger sister, because Yabo's daughter Priscilla kind of looks like Chioma. So Yaba, I think, has a soft spot for Chioma, so she was talking to Chioma, do you have a relationship? What's up with your relationship life and all that? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? So Chioma was like, yeah, I want to get married, I want to have kids, but first of all, I want to do it in a traditional way. I would want to get married first before having kids, right? But she's dated guys from Lagos, and she's also dated guys from London, and her conclusion is that guys in Lagos are more generous, but they are liars. They're not husband material at all. Guys in UK, on the other hand, could be better husband materials, but they are broke. So Yaba now said, which one do you prefer? She now said, guys from UK. Yaba now said, they are broke, you need to be glowing like this, you need to be glowing like this and all that.
In Lagos?
Yeah.
I'd rather date in London.
Really?
Yeah. Lagos guys, okay, yeah, maybe they're a bit more generous, maybe they have a bit more swag, but trust me, like when it comes to marriage, I'm not saying I won't marry someone from Lagos or that lives in Lagos, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of like the amount of the options, good, plausible options, I think London's better.
Really?
London's better.
Wow.
Lagos guys, they lie a lot.
Okay, so London guy, come around.
Come. But they're stingy though.
They're stingy, you don't do that. No stinginess for you, please. You have to keep glowing.
And then another thing we saw again in the yacht was Caroline, Chioma, and Miriam sitting and talking about relationship, and then Miriam was actually trying to talk to Chioma. Even Caroline was also trying to talk to Chioma and say to her, hey, see, nobody's perfect. You're also not perfect. So Chioma now made a joke and said, I'm perfect. Well, have you seen me? You know, I mean, that was a pretty joke. And they were like, but honestly speaking, don't expect perfection. You know, these are two imperfect people trying to learn themselves and all that. And when she met, Miriam was saying, my girl, Miriam, ha! But that girl is really very funny. I like her. No airs, no energy. I mean, well done, Miriam. Anyway, so she was talking to Chioma and saying, like, when she met her husband, she didn't like him. The guy would always come to their house. When she comes out, she would see him. She's like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, that she didn't even know he was dashing the family members' money, trying to like kind of like lobby them, you know. And they would always ask her, how is this guy? Said, that white guy. I beg. So Chioma now asked her, so how come you married him? How come, you know, what switched? What changed? She now said that the thing that changed, and for me this story is so beautiful. She said that what changed was when she had fibroid surgery. She saw how that guy's life left him, literally. He didn't shave, he didn't do anything. Like, you could see how much scared he was of losing her. And as she was saying that, she started tearing up. Again, as I'm saying it, it's getting emotional because it was really very emotional, you know, when she said it to me. So she was like, you know, so she started crying. And I didn't see it coming. The ladies didn't see it coming as well. So they gave her, Caroline grabbed the tissue for her. She was like, that's when she kind of like said to herself, it's gonna be this.
What changed? Like, what made you fall for him? It was consistency. The only person that can marry me is one that's persistent, and my husband was very persistent.
Were you attracted to him?
At the beginning, no. It wasn't until probably like 6-7 months into the relationship that I had my fibroid surgery. I started having presented, I started preparing because I could, let's go to the hospital. I saw his life, me being in the hospital. He didn't even shave. I saw his life literally.
Oh my God.
It's a beautiful love story, and I'm happy that her ego and her stubbornness didn't let her lose such an amazing man.
I've never really had someone that would like stand with me like that. I'd be like, oh, baby. You know? If I'm not happy, he's not happy. She get me. So that's when I realized that what am I looking for outside?
Exactly.
To be sincere, what am I looking for outside?
Now, most times she doesn't even share. Now, this is the part I like. As a relationship enthusiast now, you know, she said most times she doesn't like sharing about things about her relationship because she doesn't even know about her marriage or her man because she doesn't want people to know what she's enjoying. Preach, Miriam. She doesn't want people rather to know what she's enjoying, but she knows that that guy loves her and she's come to love him too, and she has a happy home, you know. So I mean, that was really very powerful. That was really very brilliant. I think we all, you know, are striving to be at that point in our relationship where we know that he got us and we got him back. So the ladies left the yacht and went to have dinner. And Toyin then said that she has some guy she kind of had arranged for Chioma, she wants Chioma to meet someone. So, and they were like, but Chioma, you're in a relationship. And Toyin said, I read that you were married. Laura said, no, you're in a relationship. I even know the guy you're dating. But they didn't tell us who the guy is. I would have loved to know. And Chioma said, no, we've broken up. And then Caroline was asking, so are you in a relationship? You know, Chioma now, smart Igbo girl. She didn't answer anybody, she was just smiling. The only thing she said is, no, we're broken up. You know her now. No, we're broken up. She didn't answer anything. She didn't give us anything. We didn't hear anything. And next thing, Toyin now cited, apparently the guy she wanted to introduce to Chioma, and she ran off. And then Caroline was like, Chioma, why would somebody introduce you to, I mean, she was saying this in her confessionals, why would somebody introduce you to a guy? I mean, you have the power to attract the kind of man you want, you know, and all that. Anyway, they didn't show us if she was introduced or not, though. But next thing, Toyin now pushed them inside the pool for them to start swimming, which was really very lovely, and they all started swimming. And that was when the biggest bus of episode 12 happened. Guys, hey. So when they finished swimming, they were now sitting, covering themselves up with towel, having, you know, chit-chatting and all that. And Laura had already gone upstairs. So before the bus started, we saw Chioma making a call at the balcony of her room to her mom and her sister, crying that she's not having fun. So she started narrating the story, but didn't, give us the names of the ladies she was talking about, because she said she didn't want to kind of like bias the mind of her sister and her mom. Initially, she just wanted to tell them the story so that they could give her maybe, an unbiased perspective or answer or whatever. So she now said that the lady she respects, that everybody in the group respects, of course we already know it was Iyabo, came to her room. So apparently she was now in a room with Caroline. So came to their room to say bye-bye. I think Iyabo was traveling, and for some reason her friend in the show was rude to this lady she respects for no reason. And this her friend is somebody she stood up for even when she was wrong, just because she calls her a friend. And she actually stood in between, because the lady she respects was gonna beat the living light out of her. She stood between and she got bruises. And this is her not knowing what to do again, because she's torn between somebody she respects so much and a friend. And this her friend, in her opinion, is wrong and has been rude to people countless times. So the mom was like, hop on the next flight and come back. She said, no, I'm here for Toyin and I'm very loyal, so I can't just go, but I'm just not having fun. Okay. We also saw Laura calling her friend Celine in Nigeria and saying, I serve a living God, that God has vindicated her. I think by that she means the ladies actually feel that I'm actually drama. Now they're getting to see that Caroline that I fought with particularly is actually a problem. So she's now fighting her best friend, literally, Chioma kinda. And she also fought Iyabo. So anyway, let's watch and see, because they were calling her to come down. And she didn't even, that she now went to their room eventually. And Chioma now said to her, sorry, I don't want to be rude, Laura, but we're trying to manage this thing, we're trying to squash it, so please, if you could go. And she's like, what? But all the ladies were in the room, and the only one that is being asked to go. Apparently, Chioma feels I'm trying to mock them, but you see that segregation that I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't even care. She said she went to her room. And Laura, I feel you. At that level, I understand what you're saying. So she jejely went to her room, and that was that. So, after they finished swimming, like I was saying earlier, they were seated and trying to talk. And Caroline now started by apologizing to Iyabo. I'm sorry, I think it was transferred aggression. Iyabo was like, did you have something against me? She said, no, it's just transferred aggression. I think I was also irritated that I lost my bracelet, and I felt that you were insensitive with the statement you made. Just a whole lot of emotions. So that was why I said to you that you were insensitive. And Iyabo was just listening, watching, and digesting everything. And Chioma now said, but when I told you to apologize to Iyabo, you said you were not going to apologize. That's why we fought. So Iyabo was like, you guys fought. She said, yes, we fought because of you. Because I was telling her that she should go and apologize because you're still hot. And she said she wasn't going to apologize. So Caroline now said, no, that's not what happened. So Chioma was like, okay, if that wasn't what happened, why did we then fight? So I told you to apologize. You said you were going to apologize and we fought. Check what you're saying. You're lying. It's not making sense. They started exchanging words. Chioma was like, you saw that I had got bruises just because I was protecting Iyabo from hitting you. Not for once did you even say sorry. And me, that is your friend that stood between, is still telling you, yes, I sustained bruises because of you. Could you just go apologize to this person? You're saying no. And you're coming back and saying that was not why we had issues. Why are you lying? So Caroline, on the other hand, was saying, I never said I wasn't going to apologize. Am I not the one that apologized? I even bought her a gift. So what the hell are you talking about? So boom, this argument escalated into a fight. Caroline actually talking about Chioma's family, saying that they are wretched. Apparently trying to say that the way Chioma hypes her family is not true, that they are not as rich as she claims, something like that. And Chioma lost it. Chioma said, and then immediately she said it, everybody said, no. You can't call her
Don't you have intelligence? It doesn't matter. You're the one that it doesn't matter. Then I will leave. If that's what you leave. Leave. You don't want to leave. Leave. You brought it on. Leave. You brought it on. Leave. Yes, I will leave. Leave. Then leave. Fuck off. Then fuck off. Get out. Ungrateful bastard. You're a bastard. You think I should pay for this? She paid for this. Why would she come here, bastard? Why would you come here, bastard?
Do not ever come to my family. I don't care. Talk about me. Talk about the situation. Do not talk about my family. My family is everything to me, and if you come for my family, I will finish you.
She can't, and I understand that, because you guys are just exchanging words. Why call her family? I mean, you don't need to do that, right? So they were holding Chioma. Chioma couldn't just hold herself. So she quickly pushed Iyabo against Caroline.
I don't want to mention this, but you mad. You're a bastard.
And so they were shouting, you this, you that. And then Caroline said, look at this girl that sleeps with everybody in Lagos. Like she was saying that Chioma sleeps with everybody.
Imagine this. The entire nation with a vagina in this lot. I'm going anywhere. She's dying with your vagina.
I don't know why she says that a lot. Remember the time she fought with Laura? It wasn't about Laura being pimped. Now it's Chioma she's fighting with. It's not about Chioma being a public toilet. Like, what the? Like Miriam would say. Anyway, so they were holding them, telling them to stop and all that. So Chioma now said, now I know how Laura feels. I'm now on Laura's side.
I feel very special. Hey God, do you think I deserve this? Now that she's done it to me and I see how it feels, me, I'm on Laura's side. I feel very vindicated right now.
You're calling yourself classy, but you eat sushi with fork. You look at, you eat sushi with fork and all that. You're calling yourself bougie. And then Caroline now said, look at you now, you're famsing with Iyabo them. But you are the one that said that they were classless, they were trash, they were ghetto. Chioma said, look at them now, they're my friends. Look at them now. When two friends fight, and I will bring relationship to this again. When you suspect that you have that friend, that when you guys fight, she's gonna air your dirty linen outside. My sister, pick race and run. Pick what? Race and run. From what I've noticed, Caroline does that a lot. Remember when she had issues with Laura that she said that Laura was pimped? She also still said what Chioma told her, behind the corners. Remember, because she's angry with Chioma, she's now saying, look at you, you're the one that said that they are ghetto. In my opinion, I believe you also shared the same opinion with Chioma, or shared the same opinion with Chioma. But again, that's not the point. Whether you think they're ghetto or not, that's your business. The point is, why would you bring that up when you're fighting with Chioma in front of the ladies? Because you're trying to because you're feeling, this is my opinion, that Chioma and the ladies are forming a bond. You feel also that Chioma is trying to farms the ladies and it's hurting you and you just needed to bust out. Now, both Chioma and Iyabo said that they feel that the reason Caroline actually, lost it on Iyabo was not because she felt Iyabo said something about her bracelet or because the crew were not attending to her need. Rather, because she realized that all the ladies were now talking to Laura, whereas they had said they were not going to talk to Laura. So she's irritated that the plan she had with the ladies is not what the ladies, ended up doing. So out of that irritation, she's lashing out on all of them. And that again takes us back to when Laura said in episode 10 that she kind of feels that what Caroline and the ladies are doing is kind of like secondary school thingy and it makes her uncomfortable. You see what I mean? When you were young, if you're fighting with somebody, you want your friend to fight with that person, or that person is no more your friend. That kind of thing. So that's basically what the ladies said. But anyway, they fought there. The fight was they here. So that's how that one ended. I cannot wait for episode 13 to hear more. Because this was really, really very interesting. Comment below and tell me if I missed any part. If there's something you feel I should have touched on that I didn't touch on, let me know. I'm gonna get back to my exercising and I will see you next time. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Always hang in there for the very best is next. Love you. Ciao.